Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Tanks. So welcome today to actually not a replay by me. Today we are watching Thick Harvey. Well, you can't actually see his name. Oh, there you go. Playing in his Object 705A. Now, Harvey is not just a random player that I've picked this replay off of What Replays. This is, I've known Harvey for quite a lot of years actually in game. I originally played with him in Indom, I believe. And then we played together in Oxide as well, which then turned into Dream, which Harvey's still in, and I'm no longer in Dream. You're all good. You got kicked out. I didn't. It was when I took my break for 6 months or whatever last year. Conveniently, they didn't want someone who wasn't playing in the clan anymore, which I understand. Anyway, Harvey is playing in his Object 705A, the tier 10 Russian heavy tank, the rear turret tank with a really big gun, pretty much. This tank's got 152mm gun. It doesn't do 750 alpha. It's similar to the 2684 in the fact that it does 650 alpha, which is, it still hits pretty hard, but it's not like, you know, your E100 or your 60 TP. Its accuracy, aim time are pretty much accordingly not amazing, although shooting a Lynx always satisfying, hitting him for 607. It's a pretty good tank. Armor is pretty strong, especially because this thing has got a rear turret. Side scraping wise, this is one of the better side scraping tanks in the game, and it hits really hard as well. You cannot afford to risk taking a shot from this thing. It's pretty good. Gun depression's not that great, so that's why I assume that Harvey decides, you know what, there's a Super Conqueror in the middle. I don't fancy playing against a Super Conqueror with 5 degrees of gun depression. I'm going to go play against the mediums that are attacking this side of the map. We are on Cliff, if you guys didn't know that already. It is a tier 8 game, so quite a favourable matchup, pretty good. 3 tier 10s on each team. They're actually fairly reasonably even tier 10s as well. 60 TP, 705A, 2 Super Conquerors, and then 430U versus 140. And I think you're going to see the gun misbehave a bit there. Going into the ridgeline, not amazing, but like I said, this tank has got really good armor, especially if you're side scraping in the tank, because it's got that rear mounted turret. It means armor wise it is absolutely incredible. And again, the gun misbehaving there for Harvey and not actually managing to hit the Skoda T50, but in this position pretty safe. Not RT's not going to be able to connect a shot into him because very safe from artillery. There's a mountain in the way, which last I heard, artillery can't shoot through mountains, although I don't give Wargaming any ideas. Putting a shot into the T-54A1 there, taking him up to 2,033 damage in 3 shots? Yeah, 3 shots I believe, which is not too shabby. The 705A actually, I was thinking of doing this as a tank review of the vehicle, but I haven't actually played it a lot recently, and I kind of like tank reviews to be my replays more for the fact that I know that me trying to get a replay for the vehicle, I've played the tank a bit, I remember how the tank feels and everything like that, and I just wanted to show this replay off pretty much. Putting a shot into 430 unit, oh damn, oh there's a lot of tanks there. Finish off the 5401, very nice, gets the tank out of the game. The Skoda bounces, he pens his first shell and bounces his second too. 430U, try an angle, nice, bounce the shot, repair that nice and quickly so you can move around the corner and finish off the enemy 430U. And again, angle towards the Skoda to try and make sure that the Skoda can't hit him. And the Skoda is actually now running away. Now the 705A is not a fast tank. I'm not saying it's a fast tank, but at the same time, it's not an awfully slow tank. I think it goes about 30, maybe even 35. Once it gets up to speed, so it's not too bad. Again, it's slapping the Skoda for 680. 650 is a decent alpha, I don't mind it. It is a little bit underwhelming when something's on, like, you know, 600 health and you roll for 500 and you're like, god damn. But, you know, it happens. 750 would be quite nice, but then you do get the benefit of having the slightly better reload at 650 alpha. Although, to be fair, I don't think the DPM is actually that amazing on this tank. I'm not sure. So anyway, Harvey has come around the east side of the map on Cliff, finished off the 430U, finished off the 5401, and now finished off the Skoda. The game's pretty close at the minute. It's 8-9. However, the enemies have still got a Super Conqueror left. It's, to be fair, pretty even. 3 tier 8s, 2 tier 8s now left on Harvey's team. 2 tier 9s, one of which being RT, and 1 tier 10 being him. And very similar on the enemy team, just an extra tier 9 being the EBR, who's currently up on the hill, and an extra tier 8 as well, which is not the end of the world. In the 7058, you really don't need to be too worried about tier 8s. Its armor's pretty good. The only thing that's really an issue is the lower plate, or if you expose too much side armor. But the upper plate, the turret, the side armor at a good angle are all very good. 53 TP. Yeah, he's trying to focus down the tank destroyers, which at the end of the day is not a terrible idea, because the tank destroyers can definitely do some damage. But with Harvey here, you want to be getting safe. Oh, again, another shot. This gun does misbehave on a regular basis. You do definitely don't want to try and snipe in this thing. It's just, yeah, not ideal. I'm going to sneeze. Oh, you know when you get that feeling when you need to sneeze, but you just can't. Anyway, this time, point blank range, can't really miss those. And now, Harvey needs to try and focus on taking out the Super Conqueror. He's up to 4 kills, and there are 6 tanks left alive on the enemy team. Super Conqueror, 518, as long as it doesn't... I don't actually think it can even roll that low, so that's pretty much a guaranteed kill, especially if the Super Conqueror is not looking. Conway and IS-3 still alive on Harvey's team. As I say that, the IS-3 gets taken out by artillery. Try and finish off the SU. Nice, SU finished off as well. That tank's kind of dangerous if it's got the 122, because it does have the 440 alpha damage, and as well as that, actually, it has the 340 heat pen, and we've all fallen victim to that at some point, I'm pretty sure, on Cliff. The bases of the statues that are just absolutely impenetrable and just ramp your tank up in the air. I've flipped myself once or twice on those tanks. And the Batchat 155-55 does finish off the last teammate on Harvey's team. Kind of a shame that it wasn't just before he killed the SU-101, so he would have been in a Kolobanov situation. But still, he's now left in a 1 versus 4. The WT Panzer IV misses Harvey, and Harvey puts a nice one in for 659. And now we've got the T-34-2, who bounces a heat round from Harvey. The heat rounds on this tank aren't as good as you'd think, considering they're so big. You'd think they'd be like, you know, at least 340, if not higher heat rounds, but they're actually only 317, which is not ideal. Harvey takes a hit from artillery. The T-34-2 fire an HE. I have no idea why. And Harvey now actually decides to load an HE round, which is definitely the right thing to do, given that you're going up against a WT Panzer IV. HE rounds have 840 average damage, which is very nice. And it rolls for 752, which is very much a low roll, but it was probably going to take him 2 shots to finish this WT off anyway. And if nothing else, the HE rounds are obviously a lot cheaper than the heat rounds. So WT's deciding, I'm going to try and put my shot in somewhere, and he doesn't decide quick enough and gets absolutely rinsed. Now I'm actually going to speed the replay up for a second here, because Harvey kind of chills, which is definitely the right thing, because the EBR, probably more than likely that the EBR is going to be heading his way. Don't really know what this EBR was doing, but he just kind of sits here for a minute. 100% the right thing to do. With artillery in play, the EBR in play, if he gets spotted, if the EBR's moved anywhere around here, he moves out, artillery's going to be able to shoot him. Probably won't finish him off in 1 shot, but you want to keep as many hit points as you can, especially if for some reason the EBR does get in close and is able to circle. You need as much health as you can to try and get yourself your back up against the wall and just give yourself time to get yourself out of the situation. Again, the replay is currently going at 2 times speed. I don't blame Harvey for just sitting here. 100% is the right thing to do. The EBR being where the EBR, or the EBR being the EBR, it's definitely the right thing to do. Now, can he take out artillery? 1 HE round left and 7 heat rounds. Not short of ammo in this tank. It's not too bad in that regard. You do have a lot of ammo, and considering how high the alpha is as well, it's really not too shabby. Doesn't get a spot off on artillery. Not got max view range in this tank, which is again, Russian heavy, it's not great, but I don't know how Harvey's got this tank set up. Now, artillery is probably the play here. He wants to go for artillery just purely so that Artie's not shooting at him the entire time for the rest of the game, because obviously Artie and EBR combination against a heavy tank, you do not want to be in that combination for very long in a position where you can't really do anything, especially with something like the Batchat 155-55. The speed in which the artillery reloads, it's not amazing. You do not want to be sat in front of it for several minutes, because you are, even though it doesn't do a lot of damage in one hit, it is going to do damage over time and really give you some issues. So Harvey's moving towards the base. Again, the right thing to do, because there's only 3 minutes left on the game. If the EBR starts capping now, unfortunately, it is going to be GG. But if he doesn't, he can't risk sitting at the back of the map waiting for the EBR to come to his base, because it might not. And then even if it does, the artillery might not move as well, even though it is a Batchat artillery. He has been shot at by artillery, I want to say relatively recently, but not that recently. And you see there, actually, the artillery, I think, was starting to move. Artillery fires really blind, and god damn, gun handling on this tank sometimes is absolutely atrocious. EBR still in the middle of the map. You see where Harvey got shot from. The EBR is actually firing HE. I don't really know why, because he's not going to do a huge amount. But then, at the end of the day, he's probably not going to be able to pen with the APCR? I don't actually know what shells the EBR's got. APCR, I think. I think the tier 9's APCR. I might be wrong there. Anyway, Harvey gets unspotted. Batchat artillery goes up, tries to spot him for the EBR. He does take the hit from artillery, but finishes him off. And 450 health. Well, slightly less than that now, because the EBR managed to get a shot, I believe, probably into his deck. Means he did 81. He's still a 2-shot to AP, 370 health, and he does need to keep an eye on the timer. That alarm probably made him realise, oh crap, you know, I've got to get in the cap. For one person to cap, it takes 100 seconds, which is 1 minute and 40. So Harvey's got to get into the base within the next 7 seconds now to be able to cap in time. He's looking, seeing if he can get in time. Stops, aims, and manages to kill the EBR. Pretty clutch there at the end, which was a big risk, because if he didn't get into the cap, which he didn't within 1 minute and 40, he couldn't actually win the game. And the EBR could have quite easily ran away from an Object 705. But the EBR makes the mistake at the end of the game there, and he finishes him off, which means that Harvey actually killed the last 6 tanks alive on the enemy team, taking him up to 10 kills to get a Pools medal. Only 5 rounds of ammunition left at the end as well, which is, I'm not going to say cutting it fine, because that's still, what, 650 times 5. I can't quick maths that. So not too bad, but a very, 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 very nice game there by Harvey, taking the game down in about 14 minutes, which is not too bad. And 9,000 damage as well. Over 9,000. Not too shabby. So let's go take a look at the post-game stats. Other than that, just before I do, guys, if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I can't say that. Subscribing. If you have enjoyed the video, found it useful in any way, please consider giving it a like. If you guys are on the EU server and want to join a clan, my clan is currently recruiting. Just join our Discord. Link should be in the description. And then just ping a message in general chat saying you're interested. Ideally, if you could have above 52% wind and about 1,400 overall WN8. And yeah, let's go take a very quick look at the post-game stats. So there we go, guys. That was Harvey in his Object 705A, and a very, very good game, if I do say so. 9,113 damage, 10 kills as well, so picking up a Pools medal. Ace Tanker, probably unsurprisingly, Top Gun, Steel Wall, and a High Caliber. Very nice array of medals there. He also blocked 5,500 damage. 3,000 damage. Don't know where I got 5,500 from. Top of the team, obviously, by quite a lot. I need to quick maths, over 4 times what the next best person on his team did, and over double what the next best person in the game did. By quite a lot, and obviously 10 kills, 1,600 base XP as well, and still managed to make some credits. How do you do that? He must have had a reserve or something, because that minus those does not equal that. 974 assists as well, and the game obviously nearly ended at the end, funnily enough, where it ends. Almost got to the full 15 minutes, but yeah, absolutely amazing game. Very well done, Harvey. Thank you for sending it to me to do a review on. If you have enjoyed the video, guys, please consider giving it a like. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. If you do want to join my clan, just join my Discord and then ping me a message, and I will see what stats you got and everything like that. And other than that, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.